A very good morning. I'm reporting right here from Kumarakupa Guest House in Bengaluru. I'm Nabila Jamal, tracking all the developments here on who's going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. Right here at the Kumarakupa Guest House, we're expected to see central observers to try and come and understand the situation here. Arun Singh, Dharmendra Pradhan, who will be arriving right at this guest house in just moments from now. They're going to be possibly announcing the new Chief Minister for Karnataka in just hours or possibly a day or two in the coming days. Now let me take you through all that's happening around B.S. Yediyurappa. To start with, we have B.S. Yediyurappa just a day after Yediyurappa put down his resignation. We saw some photos popping up of him and his family, many of them coming together, of his family, them going for a nice dinner and clicking a nice picture, all of them standing together. According to the statement, though, from the Chief Minister's office, the picture is about a week or two old when Yediyurappa hosted a family dinner in a private hotel. All of Yediyurappa's family members were present at that dinner, visibly in this picture, following which this photograph was clicked. Now, Yediyurappa can be seen with sons, Raghavendra, who is an MP from Shimoga, and Vijendra, who is Karnataka BJP Vice President. His daughter is also seen here in the picture. Padmavati and Yediyurappa's grandchildren are also seen in this picture. All right, let me quickly cut across to Nolan Pinto joining us live for more details on that. Nolan, here's a picture of B.S. Yediyurappa and his entire family. Of course, this is for sure that Yediyurappa barely found the time to spend with his family with the COVID-19 pandemic, the flood situation in Karnataka. He's really been at the thick of all the issues or the problems, natural calamities here in Karnataka over the last 2 years. Possibly the first time in a year and a half or two, he's had the time to meet his family, and that picture shows very well that he seems quite happy being around them. Do explain to us what you see here in this visual.
Well, in fact, Nabila, it looks like he knew what was happening, he knew what was going on and what would happen. We saw what really happened, the culmination that took place yesterday. So that could have been one last time along with his family, because normally you do not see B.S. Yediyurappa smiling. In that particular photo, he's standing in the center over there. Not just his family members, his sons, his grandchildren, their spouses, but he himself is also, you can actually catch that smile on his face. So he knew what was going to happen. So it was like one last time as the Chief Minister with his family members going out for dinner. In fact, this was kept hush-hush. Thankfully, this photo has actually come out now. But as of today, it's all about discussions, hectic parlays that will go on. Everyone wants to know who will be the next CM.
All right, Nolan, well, it now all boils down to the one and only question: who is going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? Of course, B.S. Yediyurappa gave out his resignation. He's currently caretaker Chief Minister in Karnataka. But let me tell you, this has received a lot of criticism from the opposition. Here's some big breaking news coming in from Karnataka. The opposition leader Siddaramaiah has now taken a dig at the BJP government, accusing the centre of putting pressure on B.S. Yediyurappa to resign. Here's some big news coming in. Siddaramaiah, the opposition leader, has now taken a dig, a swipe at the BJP, accusing them of forcing Yediyurappa to resign amid a flood situation in Karnataka, saying that even the Council of Ministers have been dissolved. There are no ministers. There's nobody to work. Governance has taken a back seat. Let's cut across. Siddaramaiah speaks. Well, I'm going to bring to you exactly what Siddaramaiah said, but let me first take you through all that speculation that's doing the rounds about who is going to come after B.S. Yediyurappa, or rather who's going to be the successor to B.S. Yediyurappa in Karnataka. First of all, the bigger question is anyone strong enough for the BJP to replace Yediyurappa? Of course, many contenders, their names are currently in discussions. I'm going to take you through some of those names that are now doing the rounds. Here we're looking at, of course, the final announcement to come in a week's time or so, or maybe in a day or two. But it's not just the chief minister who is now being changed. A major rejig of the cabinet is also now on the cards. Sources tell India Today that BJP wants some fresh faces in this renewed Karnataka cabinet. And this means a number of senior ministers could be dropped from the state cabinet. Several new faces may be inducted. BJP central leadership is also likely to replace at least 2 of the 3 deputy chief ministers in Karnataka. BJP's National General Secretary in charge of Karnataka, Arun Singh, is arriving in Bengaluru in just a little while. Like I mentioned, I'm right now myself at the Kumarakrupa guest house where the central observers will be arriving along with Arun Singh and Dharmendra Pradhan. We're looking at Dharmendra Pradhan, Arun Singh, who are going to be central observers, who are going to be discussing the situation currently that prevails in Karnataka and maybe given an announcement on the next chief minister of the state. BJP National General Secretary B.L. Santosh, who was in Delhi, is also back in Bengaluru now. Santosh is in fact one of those front runners in the race to succeed Yediyurappa. He could be a Brahmin face which the BJP could think of. Meanwhile, Congress's Siddaramaiah, like I did mention, has already hit out at the centre, saying that this was a forced resignation and the state is reeling under floods. He's alleged the BJP High Command has threatened and forced Yediyurappa to quit, to resign. I'm going to cut across to Nolan Pinto for more on that. Nolan, we heard Siddaramaiah lashing out at the centre, blaming the centre for putting pressure, forcing Yediyurappa to resign amid enough and more issues in the state like floods, the pandemic. At a time like this, the entire Council of Ministers have been dissolved. Yediyurappa was forced to resign. This is his allegation here, saying that governance has taken a complete backseat. While that's said and done, we're having national observers Arun Singh, Dharmendra Pradhan, who will be coming right here at this guest house, Kumarakrupa guest house, in just a little while to possibly make an announcement. What more do we know and how soon will we see a face as the Chief Minister of Karnataka?
Well, Nabila, according to political experts in the state, the BJP will do well to actually complete this entire process as fast as possible. Now, we just heard what Siddaramaiah has stated. In fact, he has made very, very strong comments saying that the BJP High Command has threatened B.S. Yediyurappa and forced him to resign when they knew that he was actually going to quit. Why couldn't they wait for about 10 to 15 days while the flood situation actually calms down? We must remember, on Sunday, B.S. Yediyurappa as the Chief Minister, he is now a caretaker Chief Minister. As the Chief Minister, he was in Belagavi to oversee the rescue relief operations. And he had also stated that if he had time, that is on Monday, he would head to Karwar because those areas are reeling under flood issues. Now, that is the reason why you have senior leaders from the Congress, D.K. Shivkumar as well as Siddaramaiah, touring the northern parts of the state, all these places which have been affected by floods, all the villages, the nooks and crannies of the state. And that's the reason why Siddaramaiah has actually made this very, very strong comment. It's basically targeting the BJP, and the BJP will do well to complete this entire process in the next 2 to 3 days, or else it would actually be well, you're actually giving the Congress an issue on the plate.
Absolutely. And that's what the Congress is doing now, of course, hitting out at the centre, accusing them of disrupting stability here in the state of Karnataka. Nolan, stay with us. I'm going to take you through one of your reports that you did speak of, Yediyurappa's resignation. But before that, I'm going to quickly cut across to Akshita right there in our studios, who's going to take us through, break it down for us on the contenders, the possible contenders, what's going to happen in the days to come with the cabinet rejig as well. Akshita, over to you.
So it's not just going to be a new chief minister for Karnataka, but a complete revamp of what the government looks like. Here's what we're picking up. Few senior ministers who are part of the Yediyurappa cabinet are going to be dropped. And they're going to do this. The BJP High Commander is doing this to ensure that fresh faces are given a chance, that there be more first-time MLAs perhaps who are brought into the cabinet. Now, as far as the deputy chief ministers are concerned, there are 3 deputy CMs in Karnataka. 2 out of the 3 are likely to be replaced in the state. We could be seeing representation from the ST community. Remember that the Congress has put forth a dare saying that Chief Minister Yediyurappa should be replaced by a Chief Minister, by a leader from the SC/ST community. But what we're hearing is that the BJP could make a deputy CM from the ST community.
All right, with B.S. Yediyurappa now resigning, we're really looking at an end of an era in Karnataka's history of politics. He is a strong Lingayat face, a leader who's, well, completed 78 years. In 2 years, he would have been 80. The BJP has already stretched their own benchmark of 75 with Yediyurappa. But nonetheless, Yediyurappa is known as a strong man. Almost, it was at one point that BJP without Yediyurappa wouldn't have significance in Karnataka. Yediyurappa without the BJP wouldn't have enough significance in the state. But I'm going to take you through all that went by right here. Nolan Pinto bringing us more on that.
ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ರಾಜಭವನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡಲು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
Bukanakere Siddhalingappa Yediyurappa. The BJP's tallest southern icon has stepped down as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. The visibly emotional BJP leader announced his resignation at an event marking 2 years of his chief ministership. This is the fourth time Yediyurappa has had to bow out without completing his full innings. After the dramatic but long expected announcement, Yediyurappa headed straight to the Raj Bhavan. Accompanied by Home Minister Basavaraj Bommai and senior ministers and MLAs, the 78-year-old handed over his resignation to Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot.
ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒತ್ತಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು 26ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 2 ವರ್ಷ ತುಂಬಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನೇ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಹೊರತು.
Yediyurappa, widely credited with building the party in the state, was not a leader cast in the Hindutva mold. The choice of the new CM is important, as a change of guard could herald a change in the brand of politics as well for the state BJP. A decision is likely this week.
So did the party high command tell you when will the BJP legislative party be held? When are you expecting?
No, party high command will announce the CM candidate.
Okay.
Then process will start.
The BJP faces one more challenge as it picks the CM. The Lingayat community, a large vote bank of the BJP, is upset with Yediyurappa's ouster. The last few days saw many Lingayat seers throw their weight behind BSY. The news of Yediyurappa's resignation was met with protests in his hometown Shimoga.
The process of choosing the next Chief Minister of Karnataka has already begun. Senior leaders from the High Command will be in the city in order to kickstart this process. Now, they will be looking into certain factors such as caste, experience and the ability to bring back the party to power in 2023. That is when the next elections will be held, will all be looked into. With video journalist Madhuwar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
All right, now while we see Yediyurappa has left the Chief Minister's seat vacant, he is a caretaker Chief Minister for now until someone else replaces him. There are, of course, several names that are cropping up. The probable faces for the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, Akshita Nandagopal from the studio takes you through.
Thanks very much, Nabila. Let's take you through who are the front runners currently, who could be Yediyurappa's successor. The first name that's coming up is Basavaraj Bommai. He's currently the Home Minister of Karnataka. A number of reasons why he's being considered. Number one, he's a very close confidant of B.S. Yediyurappa. So, in a sense, the BJP will placate Yediyurappa by bringing in Bommai as the Chief Minister. And he's also the son of a former Chief Minister, S.R. Bommai. Belongs very, very importantly to the Lingayat community. So, if the Lingayat community was upset over Yediyurappa resigning, they, in a sense, will be appeased with Bommai being brought in. Besides that, who are the other names? There's also Vishweshwar Hegde Kageri. He's the Speaker of the Karnataka Assembly, a BJP loyalist. He's a 6-time MLA from the Sirsi constituency and is considered to be among the most loyal BJP supporters. He's also known for his clean image. Corruption-free image is something that Kageri is known for and is known to be very good at also reaching out to almost every single leader of the party and beyond. He belongs to the Brahmin community. Besides that, one name that's been doing the rounds is of Pralhad Joshi, current Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. He's a three-time MP from Dharwad, very popular in Karnataka, known to be close to the leadership in Karnataka, known to be close to the High Command. He is close to the Prime Minister and also the RSS. Again, Pralhad Joshi belongs to the Brahmin community. And then you have Murugesh Nirani, the current MOS for Mines and Geology. He is an industrialist. He's the chairman of the Nirani Group. He's a three-time MLA from Belgium. And again, known to be a BJP loyalist, a strong man. He belongs to the Lingayat community. So his name has been brought up because of that. And if he is named the chief minister, it's clearly the BJP trying to ensure there's no anger among the Lingayat community against the Bharatiya Janata Party.